Hello, guys. I actually want us to discuss on some of the few mistakes some of us make when buying a house. You can actually save yourself up to about 10 to 15,000 euros just by knowing some of this information. What do I mean? When you want to buy a house, the first thing that comes to your mind and you need money, the first thing that comes to your mind is to approach your bank where your salary normally comes through. You approach them and tell them you want to buy a house. Let's say the mortgage you need is like 100,000 euro. You approach them, you want to buy the house. They do the practical and they tell you to go. You should expect feedback from them. Then they finally call you to say, congratulations, my brother. We have approved your request. Then you go rejoicing, celebrating that God has done it. Yes, God has actually done it. But there's something you're supposed to know, that you're supposed to do before actually accepting that mortgage. Which is, you are supposed to ask this bank, what is the interest rate of this money you're giving to me? If I ask you 100,000, what is the interest rate? How much am I supposed to pay back? Then let's take few examples. Let's just say that there is Bank A and there is Bank B. Bank A is giving 100,000 with an interest rate of 4.6%. That is to say, if Bank A give me 100,000 and I decide to pay it for 25 years, what it means is that I will be paying 168,000 euro. That is what I'll be paying back to this Bank A for 4.6% interest rate. And there's a Bank B that gives on 3.2% interest rate. If I collect 100,000 from this bank, I'll be paying back in 25 years. I'll be paying back 145,000 euros. So by just going back, not being in haste, by just going back to compare banks to see the one that has a cheaper interest rate, I've been able to save, just by this little calculation, I've been able to save for myself about 23,000 euros. This bank gives for 168,000. Why this one is 145,000? The same 100,000 I'm collecting from these two banks. The same 100,000 this one is giving me is the same 100,000 this one is giving me. But the difference is just the interest rate. Why do people not do this? Because people don't compare prices. People don't compare prices. They just want to buy a house. They are not interested in the interest rate. Even if the bank tell them it's 10%, it's 100%, all they are interested that just agree you will give me money so that I can go celebrating, which is very bad. You can actually reduce the interest rate just by comparing prices, just like the way you do when you want to fuel your car. You don't just pick your money and enter into any filling station. You first of all look at the price and go to the one which price is cheaper. So it is not compulsory that it is your bank that must give you that money to buy that house. No. If you want to buy a house, you can get that mortgage from any other places. It is not compulsory that it has to be your bank. So what you do when you go to your bank, you tell your bank, okay, this is the amount I need, and ask them the interest rate. If they've given the interest rate, it could be 5%, it could be 6%, it could be 7%. Tell them to hold on. Mind you, this bank is not doing you a favor. They are not doing you a favor. It is just their business. Some people will say, I know the bank manager, I just call him. He just approve him. Wow, that man is a very nice man. No, the man is not that nice. If that is your mentality, you are missing it. This is their business. So if the man tell you, I'm going to give you this money, just tell them, hold on. Then go home, make your research. Check other banks. Check other financial institutions that gives money. It is not just your conventional bank that give money. There are also other financial institutes that is not a bank, but they give loan and a mortgage. You can check them online, you call them, you make inquiries to make sure you do this comparison before you actually buy that house. I have seen a lot of people make such mistakes. So what you do, you make sure you compare price. When you compare price, see the lowest interest rate, then you will now go for that particular one. Yes, it might be a little bit inconveniencing because your bank is you're already used to that bank, you know them there, you just go there, that rapport is there. Compared to you leaving to another bank or begin to call and begin to make inquiries, sending documents and all that, it might be tedious. But you also consider the amount of money that you'll be saving. A lot of people are buying houses now. Some of them go up to about 7%, some of them go up to about 5%. They are not interested. They are all what they are interested in is just to sign and get the money. Yes, but when you start paying that money back, you now begin to realize where you've missed it. So instead of you making that mistake, I advise you, my brother and sister, always make sure you compare price. When you want to for your car, you compare filling station price before entering. When you want to do shopping, you compare price before you do that shopping. So why you want to buy a house, why not also do that comparison? The figures in this video are just a rough estimate. It's just a rough work, just to let you know, prove a point that you can actually save some money just by comparing interest rates of banks. So this might not be, you cannot just go to your bank and say somebody said I saw for 3% and all that. I just did this calculation to enlighten you that banks have different type of interest rates that could favor you, so you could do your comparison and go for the best one. Thank you very much, and God bless you.